Assalamu alaikum, my dear cadets of class 7. I welcome all of you to my online agriculture class of Borishal Cadet College. During the winners cloud of COVID-19, you are staying long distance from your second home, Borishal Cadet College. So your academic activities is being apart. That's why this online class is going on. Boys, please carry on our learning process. During Corona break, boys, stay at home, stay safe. Before starting my online class, I like to introduce myself with you. I'm Ziur Rahman, demonstrator, Department of Physics, Borishal Cadet College. I teach you agriculture class. This class is for class 7, subject agriculture studies, chapter 1, chapter name agriculture and our culture, lesson 4 to 7. There is a picture. Look at this picture, boys. Boys, our today's topic is number 1, agricultural environment, seasonal cycle of Bangladesh and agricultural production, diversity in agricultural production, diversification of products of animal in agriculture, agriculture in Bangladesh and culture. Learning outcome. By the end of my today's discussion, cadets will be able to describe the various agricultural production, relate cultural heritage with agricultural seasons, relate the agricultural production with changing agricultural environment. Key points: agricultural environment, diversity in agriculture, diversification of horticulture, diversification of animal. Boys, let's have a closer look towards agricultural environment, seasonal cycle of Bangladesh, and agricultural production related discussion. Boys, there is a flow chart, our diversity in agricultural products. Look at this picture carefully. Boys, let's just go discuss the agricultural environment, seasonal cycle of Bangladesh, and agricultural production. The seasonal cycle of Bangladesh and agricultural production. Boys, you know, Bangladesh enjoys 6 seasons in a year. There are many crops which are season neutral. These can be grown around the year. The bananas and papaya can be mentioned as examples of such season neutral crops. Except the cultural products like bamboo, timber, canes, almost all other field and horticultural crops are seasonal to satisfy the consumer demand and throughout the year round. The agricultural scientists are engaged in breeding season-neutral varieties of crops. In the meantime, several such crop varieties have been released to farmers. It is expected that number of such crop will grow fast. In case of rice, besides the varieties, season neutral, some berry rice varieties have been released, and they are also season neutral. Jute is a very much delayed sensitive crop. Therefore, the jute seeds have to be sown within the month of April, 15th of Sutru and 15th of Boishak. For seedling, the seeds of grow rice must be germinated on the onset of spring. In the seedbed at the seedlings have to be transplanted before the start of April, between the last week of Boishak and 15th of Sutru. To meet the demand of market, different leafy vegetables like jute seedlings, coriander leaves, Indian spinach, red and green amaranthus, bottle gourd, sweet gourd, pointed gourd, okra, and tomatoes are grown around the year with a special care. Next, soil base. Though the riverbed areas of Bangladesh are rich in alluvial sandy loamy soil, we also have highlands where soil is red and mostly clay. The soil in the Haur areas is rich in organic matters and black in color. These areas remain underwater for a particular period of the year. Thus, because of soil variety, agrobased works also become varied. Agricultural seasons. Guys, though Bangladesh is a land of 6 seasons, there are 3 agricultural seasons. They are Rabi, that's mean winter, Kharif 1, that's mean summer, Kharif 2, that mean rainy season. There are variations of agricultural productions in the variants of seasons, such as vegetables grow in plenty in the winter and fruits in summer. Especially fruits grow in plenty in the month of Jeshta. That's why this month is also called Madhumas in Bangla. Geographical location of Bangladesh. Bangladesh is located in the subtropical area of the world in the south of Bangladesh, lays the Bay of Bengal, from where clouds are formed. Driven by monsoon wind, these clouds move to the north to be stopped by the Himalayan ranges. This causes heavy rainfall during monsoon. This same hill range is creating obstacle as a wall to stop the Siberian wind to save this area from extreme cold. Thus, Bangladesh is neither too cold nor too hot. This is the reason for our biodiversification, especially plant diversification. Diversity in agricultural production. Diversity in agriculture in Bangladesh. Diversification in the flora and fauna in Bangladesh is multilateral. Different types of grains, flowers, fruits, vegetables, building materials, fibers, and medicinal plants can be grown in this country. On the other hand, this country is not lagging behind in the diversification of poultry, domestic animals, and fishes. As a result, products of animal origin like meat, milk, eggs are produced abundantly. Diversification in field crops. The crops which are grown in open fields are called field crops. The examples of field crops are rice, jute, wheat, sugarcane, various kinds of pulse, etc. These are all grown in the open field. The most widely grown field crop in our country is rice. The other important field crop is jute. In the past, it was called the golden fiber of Bangladesh because Bangladesh earned a lot of foreign currency by exporting jute. Bangladesh is one of the topmost jute producing country in the world. Diversity in agricultural production. It is expected that jute will soon regain its respectable place in our national production and economic growth. Our country is very rich in field crop diversification. As a result, rice growing country Bangladesh used to produce about 200 cultivable varieties of rice. Even 50 years back, modernization agriculture can be a cause of reduction in crop diversification. We have the example of reduction of crop diversification in our country due to social political reasons. For instance, extensive cultivation of high-yielding variety rice has caused the extinction of many domestic rice varieties. In Bangladesh, only 100 years ago, different varieties of cotton are grown. Once upon a time, a very fine variety of cotton was produced in Bangladesh, and it was used to produce the finest muslin in the world. That variety unfortunately got extract. However, production of different high-yielding variety of cotton in our country is expanding. Every year, new varieties of exotic plants, flowers, fruits, and vegetables are being introduced in our country. from the different countries of the world. These introduced plants are adding to the diversification of agriculture and social forestry. Diversification of horticultural crops, fruits, flowers, vegetables, spices, etc. are considered as horticultural crops. Fruits. Jackfruit is our national fruit. We are not yet aware how many varieties of jackfruits are grown in Bangladesh. Jackfruits are grown in highlands where flat waters cannot be stagnant. Next to jackfruit, the most popular fruits are mangoes and pineapples. These fruits are grown in abundance in our country. Visible mm, diversification in oranges, lemons, and limes, bananas, jujube, etc. can be observed. Papaya and bananas are available around the year, though most of our fruits are seasonal. Dozens of varieties of limes and lemons of different flavors and tastes are available throughout the year in our country. Recently, the cultival of exotic fruit strawberry has become very much popular in our country. Our social and environment are favorable of this fruit. Vegetables, farmers of our country grow various kinds of vegetables. It becomes very diverse during winter of or Rabi season. Cauliflower, cabbage, tomato, potato, broccoli, gourd, kohlrabi, radish, etc. are mentionable in winter season vegetables. Among summer and rain season, vegetables pumpkin, pagal, bitter gourd, drift gourd, snake gourd, sprout are important. There are red and greens, basella, spinach, young jute, leaves, kulmi plants, etc. Among the grains, the cultivation of papaya, green banana, brinjal, red banana, etc. is done also all the year round. Flower, hundreds kinds of flowers, including the aristocratic roses to common jasmine and marigold, are grown in our country. It is difficult to meet a person here who can recognize all the flowers which bloom on this land. You would hardly find a person who would not be pleased when presented with some flowers. So flowers are our possessions in our culture. Nowadays, marketing of flowers has increased. Even some flowers are being exported abroad. Species, as people of a hot, humid country, we are very fond of spices and condiments, chilies, turmeric, onions, garlic, ginger, bay leaves, coriander, etc. are produced in our country as species. Fuel in Bangladesh, a portion of fuel for domestic use comes from agricultural practices. Byproducts of different field crops like jute, fibers, plant, maize, pigeon, pea, and pulses can be used as fuel after dyeing. Hucks of paddy after milking rice is a good fuel. Moreover, wood from fruit and forest trees are popular as fuel. Edible oil, mustard is a popular oil crop in Bangladesh. For the last few decades, sunflower and soybeans have gained popularity as oil crops. Recently, edible oil is being produced from rice bran as milling byproduct. Peanuts are also good source of edible oil here. Other oil. Nigella is one of the seed oils used here for a long time. Medicinal plants like neem, tulsi, aloe vera, shatamuli are commonly recognized as medicinal plants in Bangladesh. Besides garlic, turmeric, nigella, clove, etc. are also being used as raw materials to produce different medicinal cosmetics. Building materials, bamboo, timber, canes, tall grasses, golpata, reeds are used as building materials in this country. Raw materials for different industries, many agricultural products like wood, timber, jute, cotton, indigo, agar, sandalwood are plant products which are used in industries. Besides hides of slaughtered large animal horns, bones, wools, etc. are used as raw materials in different industries. These are all part of our agricultural product diversification. Diversification of products of animal agriculture. Boys, there is a figure of shrimp and climbing fish. We will discuss fish. Bangladesh is a country of hundreds of rivers, canals, swamps, ponds, natural and artificial lakes. For that matter, this country is blessed with different kinds of sweet water fishes. For this reason, fish is a popular food item. Thus, the Bengalis has a distinct identity as a great enthusiast of rice and fish eaters. Pisciculture is thus a very important branch of agriculture in our country. Culture of fish ponds and other water reservoirs is profitable too. Therefore, a subsidiary industry for producing fish feed has been developed. Grapes. Though grapes are not very popular in this country as a food item, these are being commercially cultured in some areas of the country as an exporting item. Chicken and eggs. Raising poultry in the rural households was a regular practice for meeting the family demands of animal protein. Since independence of Bangladesh, poultry farming has gained importance. But poultry farming as a household activity has always been a long tradition. A local chicken is delicious, but it has low level egg production capacity. Regular poultry farms grow various breeds of layers and boilers, and their management practices. Ducks and duck eggs. Production of ducks and duck eggs are popular among the farmers families, not only in the areas where natural water reservoirs like howers, bowers, and bills exist, but also in the areas where water is available in the ponds and canals. Among the different domestic duck varieties, Khaki Campbell is popular for its high-level egg production. Other birds, pigeon raising commercially has been popular in this country for a long time. At present, the production of quail and its egg attracts the farmers. Goat. Among the ruminant animals, goat is quite popular. We get milk and food and hide from goats. Several varieties of goats are domesticated, but among them, the best local variety is the Black Bengal. This medium-sized animal is non-violent, easy to be raised. Meat obtained from the Black Bengal is of very high quality and taste. Lamb. Though lamb is available throughout Bangladesh, it is commercially grown only a few areas. Meat obtained from lambs also meets the demands of animal protein. Lambs are less attacked by diseases. A small amount of land is needed for farming them. Moreover, wool is made from them. Cow. To the farmers of Bangladesh, cow is the best choice among the large animals. Domestication of cow probably has started with agricultural civilization, as if there is a special relationship between a farmer and his cows. The indigenous breeds cows are smaller in size, but they need a light ration of feed, and they are somewhat tolerant to diseases. Some Indian breed cows are raised here for mainly milk. For the same reason, some breeds of cow from Australia and New Zealand have become very popular amongst our dairy farmers. Buffalo. In some areas of Bangladesh, buffalo farming is popular. Milk from buffaloes is liked by sweetmeat products as this milk has higher density. Several breeds of buffaloes are raised in our country at different selected areas. Goats, lambs, cows, and buffaloes give us high quality meat, milk, hides, and wools. Besides that, the horns of the bones are raw materials for some industries for the production of certain products. As a Country located at temperature region of the world, as the country based with hundreds of rivers, Bangladesh has a great variety in agricultural products. Proper breeding and farming of this diverse flora and fauna promises a bright future for Bangladesh. Boys, there is a CQ question on our today's topics. Try to answer this question. A. What is agricultural season? B. How many seasons in Bangladesh? C. Describe geographical location of Bangladesh. D. Describe diversity in agricultural production. Boys, try to make 20 MCQ questions on today's discussion. Boys, if you have any query, please write in inbox. Boys, it is time for COVID-19. There is some preventive tips. Please follow these prevention tips. Always wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds. Cover your mouth when you sneeze. If there is no tissue, your elbow, use your elbow if tissue not available. And do not touch surface and then mouth, eyes or nose. Maintain distance from man to man. Isolate yourself. Stay at home. Stay safe. This is my advice for you. Please follow this advice properly. Boys, thank you so much.